Pontypool is one of those movies that I've seen around for years, but I haven't really heard many people talking about it. But I felt compelled to put it on the other day just to see what it was about, and I found a movie that was rather good, way better than I thought it was going to be, and the kind of movie that you'd feel people would talk about because it is so interesting. The basic premise is about this shock jock called Grant Mazzy, who feels as if he is bigger than this little town radio station where he works. He has the early hours morning shift. He doesn't like it. He wants to be doing his own kind of thing, talking about the own things he wants to talk about, but he's not really allowed to do that. In this small radio station, he has his producer and he has an engineer that works with him to make sure that the station runs the way it should run. You have the producer who's talking to Grant, making sure that he's giving out the information that he has to give out and trying to rein him back in when he goes in a triad about something or other, and just waxing lyrical about whatever comes into his head. He's somebody that feels he should be doing a lot better than he actually is, and as if the world is kind of put upon him. And it's an interesting character, and he has this warm, interesting voice that makes you attuned to him, to listen carefully to the way he's articulating himself, to what he's saying and how he's saying it. It's a very influential part of the movie. He is the biggest part of the movie, so you need somebody that you can watch, that you can like, that you can buy into, who makes the movie genuinely interesting, and this character of Grant Mazzy is definitely that. Throughout the start of the movie, you get the dynamics between these three people, how they all work. The engineer really likes Grant. Grant kind of respects, but has this battle with the producer constantly about the content, how they should be delivering the content. And they start to get phone calls about things that are happening in this small town of Pontypool. And he starts to piece together a very vivid picture of what is going on in this town through the various phone calls and information that he is receiving. It's engrossing. It draws you in. I don't really want to waste the mystery for you, because I think this movie is quite powerful, and it's even more so if you know absolutely nothing going into it, and I can wholeheartedly recommend doing that. It's 90 minutes. It is in the horror bracket, although it's not totally horrific. It's more envisaging the horror. There is some slight elements near the end of it, but it's a tale that went somewhere that I was not expecting, and I'm going to try to skirt around the edges of the actual story because I don't really want to waste it for you. But the conceit behind this is really interesting. It's something I've never seen done before, so it's completely unique on that front, and I liked the idea behind it. Seems sound enough. It was fascinating, and the way they deal with it was just as fascinating as that. I really want to tell you, but I don't want to waste the movie for you. It's fascinating. You get these characters that you really do buy into. You get fully fledged. They are three-dimensional. You get to see a lot of facets about these people. And you get this mystery of what's going on. You get as much information as the characters that we are with on screen, and no more than that. You have to picture the mayhem or whatever is happening outside in the outside world. It's tremendously well done. It's tremendously engaging. It's really interesting, and it's a movie that just slowly draws you into this situation with these characters. I thought Pontypool was terrific, absolutely terrific. I thought it was a movie that should be talked about a lot, but seemingly isn't. It's something I can suggest you go and check out, especially if you're a horror fan, or even if you don't like gory, over-the-top horror. This is the kind of thing that will attack your senses and make it feel uncomfortable and atmospheric for you. I gave Pontypool 4 out of 5. It was a really good watch. It's something I will go back to again, lights out, sound up, and see how it affects me the second time round. But just on a first time watch, terrific movie. Highly recommended. I'd love to know your thoughts on Pontypool. Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.